What did growing up in Brooklyn in this survival mode teach you about risk and decision making in finance?
Wow, risk. I, that's a great question because every day you could meet a risky encounter or meet a violent outcome. So that neighborhood I grew up in Crown Heights in Brooklyn in the 80s. New York City in general was just a
Mhm,
wild place. If you go back to the 60s, 70s, and whatnot. But my neighborhood in particular, I'm first generation American. So my family is Jamaican. They moved to
mhm,
England. Everyone settled in England, but we were in pursuit of the American dream. So in the 80s, everyone moved to Brooklyn, and Crown Heights is sort of this cultural melting pot. You have a large Caribbean community. You have a large Hasidic Jewish population. You
mhm,
have other things mixed in. So it's a very vibrant and culturally diverse neighborhood, but it's also very separate. So that was interesting experience to see as I was growing up. Not a lot of resources in my community, not a lot of hope, not a lot of paths for success. There was some violence that you had to just be aware of. Thankfully, I never really got involved in anything too crazy, but you still need to walk to school, for example. You still need to be out in the world. And
mhm,
while I wasn't really running with the wrong crowds, I wasn't mixed up in difficult situations. Sometimes you can't help but avoid them because it would just be presented to you through no
mhm.
fault of your own. And so there are many times that I was afraid for my life, afraid for my safety, being held up in gunpoint, knife point, being beat up, jump, all of these things. And what's interesting, Ignacio, I would talk to other friends who grew up in different parts of Brooklyn, and different people had different versions of a similar story. You're just trying to navigate this environment that can feel unsafe. My neighborhood was also very beautiful. I talked about the diversity of the people, the
Mhm.
diversity of experiences, and so it was a great experience to live and grow up in Brooklyn. But we couldn't wait to get out, mainly because we were trying to look for better opportunity, trying to escape some of that violence. I fast forward now. I tell people where I'm from in Brooklyn, they're like, "Well, I can't wait to move there. I would love to live there, but it's so expensive." And so that neighborhood has gone through transformation, which is remarkable to see. It is not an affordable place to live now, which I never would have thought of when I was growing up. But we were constantly thinking of ways we could improve our situation, improve our life. And so
Mm,
I decided to learn a trade. My parents were big on education. My mom was very big on education. My grandparents as well. Focus on school. So I always had that deep desire to learn and to grow that way. But
mhm.
sometimes you don't see what those opportunities are because they don't exist. So vocational training at Automotive High School was the way for me because it was a way I could continue to learn, be enrolled in a regular school program, but get a trade. And my
Mm.
thought was, okay, if I can become a mechanic, this is a safe, respectable profession. I can earn legitimate income as quickly as possible just to help my family. So that was the path I was on to become a mechanic. And it was a great path to be on. There's nothing wrong with being a mechanic, but that my worldview was so limited because we didn't have any resources. So what was the best thing, the best outcome, the best path for me was vocational training at Automotive High School.
You've reached the end of this clip, but the story is not over. To watch the full episode, follow this link. Go on. You can do it.